What's going on, guys? Welcome back to W.D.Y.D CSP. What do you do as a central store process? Alright guys, this is straight from the field. We're going to inspect and package a flexible endoscope. Alright, so let's open up our package here. This is a flexible ureteroscope. Okay, this flexible ureteroscope has a very small channel. Alright, so we do inspect with borescopes here. Problem is that no video borescope right now in the market is small enough to go down this channel right now. So I had to purchase a fiber optic borescope. It uses an eyepiece just like this scope does, and I'll show you what this looks like in a second. It almost looks similar. And that's the smallest in the market right now at 0.8 millimeters, which is the only size that will fit down this channel right here. All right, so what do we have in the box? All right, so we have a light cord. We have our flexible scope that we want to grab by the control body with one hand and grab the flexible portion in the other and lay this down across your workstation gently. Okay, you don't want to slam that or damage it. You have the venting cap, and I have two scope adapters in here, a small and a large one. And of course I have my favorite, the silicone mat. Alright, first thing that I note as a technician is that this item is going to be processed in low temperature sterilization via V-Pro. And if I am doing so, I want to make sure that there is no residual moisture in this container or any cellulose. But the residual moisture is the important part, so I'm looking for any residual moisture in there, looking for cleanliness, inspecting that silicone mat for cleanliness, and putting it all back together. Alright, my count sheet will let me know. Okay, 5 items belong in this tray. Okay, I have 2 scope adapters that you want to inspect thoroughly. Check the threads, check for any bioburden, any residual adhesive. Use your lighted magnification for that. And these look great. Okay, you want to inspect your gas cap. And this is probably the item that I believe is the most under-inspected item in the kit. Okay, this has this little card here and a chain to hold the gas cap, right? The chain has a loop, the links, another loop, and a cap. We're not just inspecting the cap. That whole loop and chain assembly must be inspected for any bioburden. Let's do that real quick. Okay, that looks great. We're going to put this all to the side because we're not going to put this in a container, because this has to be put onto the scope prior to sterilization. Very important step to prevent your scope from bursting. Okay, if it can't release pressure, it's going to relieve it somehow. That's what the pressure cap is for. It's a venting cap. Alright, this has a light cord. Okay, I'm going to untangle my light cord here. And I do 3 inspections with this. One is a naked eye inspection where I hold one end up to the light and see if I get any illumination through there. Okay, alright, that's what it should look like. I'm going to look at it for any little black little specks or any dark rings around there. That tells me that the fiber optic is damaged. This looks pretty good. I do both sides, one side then the other. Okay. Then I do a feel test, right? Okay, and visual and feel. Feel that make sure nothing is disconnecting from the bases, that there's no bioburden, that there's no nicks or cuts on the actual cord itself. That's feeling good so far. Looking good. I'm untangling as I go here. Alright, that looks great. Alright, my final test is with my automated tester that gives me a red ring for a failure or a green ring for passing. I'll do that in a few seconds after I inspect my flexible endoscope. That's going to require not only the exterior inspection, but the interior inspection with a borescope. Alright, so first things first for me is I look at the distal tip, make sure that the bending portion, that the sheath on there, that outer coating is intact and actually connected to that little metal ring there, almost like a laparoscopic instrument. Okay, utilizing my lighted magnification. Okay, I also look at the distal tip because there's a piece of glass on there, an optical lens, right? The little viewing lens. Really hard to see with magnification, but you can see if there's any bioburner in there because there's actually like a little flush port on there as well. All right, so but this is one that you can look at through the optical lens. You want to make sure that optical lens is clear and not cracked. Okay, just like you would with a rigid endoscope, do a regular visual, you'll do the same thing with this and look through. This actually has a focus ring right here that you're going to turn and focus on the smallest possible writing you can find, and see if it's nice and clear and that the circular portion is completely circular. There's no clouding, there's no shadowing, and this looks really, really great. Okay, I'm then gonna go ahead and check the outer sheath here. Okay, feeling for any cracks or any breaks in it. Okay, that's looking great. There's no bioburden, anything on there. I'm gonna inspect the portion that connects the flexible part of the scope to the control body. Make sure that there's no cracks or cuts in there. Look at the control body, no cracks and breaks or damages to that. The flush ports, you should be able to look inside there with the naked eye and not see any bioburden. We'll use the borescope to further inspect deeper into that. All right, this is looking good so far under lighted magnification here. Looks great. Okay, you're gonna look at the focus ring. The focus ring should be free moving. Okay, it shouldn't be really, really hard to turn. It should be pretty fluid. You're gonna look at the light post adapter and the actual venting adapter. Okay, that shouldn't be depressed. It should be nice and clean. The actual light source here, you can actually hold this up to the light and see light illuminating through there, and that should be nice and clear as well. And then inspect the actual lever, right? Is the little arm moving? Okay, perfect. It is flexing. It is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, and now you're gonna inspect around that whole control lever right there. So let's do that right now. Let me go ahead and move this over here, and let's inspect. Oh, all right. Right off the bat, I'm looking at something, and it doesn't look right to me. And this is with the naked eye. Let me show you guys real quick. All right, guys, y'all see that right there on the control arm? Let me zoom in on with my camera. You see that? Right there on the control arm. That blue discolorization. Okay, that is our pre-treatment. And look right here, right there. That is our pre-treatment enzymatic that was not properly rinsed off of this scope prior to being sent over to the side. So guess what? This whole scope and all of its components are going to be scanned into the decon area again to be re-cleaned again. So, and how does that look? It starts with the leak test all over again, to proper brushing, proper soaking, proper rinsing. So I will be going back there and going over with our technicians to see how it was dismissed, and it shouldn't be missed again. I no longer have to do any more testing here, so unfortunately I won't be able to show you the light cord testing or the borescope testing because it failed. It's dirty, so I don't even know what the condition of the inside of this scope is going to be. I'm gonna rebox this, wipe down my station, and keep it moving. All right, guys, this is the reality of what we do and why it's important to see how our productivity is affected. Not everything that comes from decon and through the washer is going to come out 100% clean, and it is your job as a technician to properly inspect and test all equipment and instrumentation that comes into your hand. All right, guys, as always, stay true to yourselves, keep it 100, continue educating yourself, and until next time, peace.